Ladies and gentlemen, this is the YouTube channel vlog show of inspiration and realness. Also, this is the YouTube channel vlog show of positivity, personality, and fun. This is Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, and now the perpetrator of these shenanigans, Big Beefy E himself from his Big Beefy Man Cave in New Bedford, Massachusetts, Mr. Shenanigans himself, and the two-time Chilling 3000 2022 End of the Year Awards winner, Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there. Welcome to another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, episode 393 of the show. Check it out. It'll be the Raw recap. We're going to be doing the Raw recap right now. Becky Lynch and Lita arrived at the arena. And it's Jimmy Uso. So this is the final Raw on February 2023. There we go. In Grand Rapids, Michigan. It's tough. Okay. All right. So Becky Lynch and Lita arrive at the arena to get ready for their tag team against Damage Controls, Dakota Kai and the lovely Io Sky, and you got Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa arriving in the ring in Grand Rapids, addressing the crowd about the Jey Uso situation, which might be settled on Friday. The Street Profits interrupt Jimmy Uso and Sikoa, start making fun of him. Where's Jay and all that? And all of a sudden, both teams started to brawl, and they had a tag team matchup. Anyways, Street Profits going up against Solo Sikoa and Jimmy Uso, with Solo Sikoa and Jimmy Uso picking up the victory. Picking up the victory, and as we continue on, Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa decide to attack the Street Profits after the match, continue their attack, until Kevin Owens got both Uso and Solo Sikoa with a stunner, and you know what he said? He promised to do the battle. Maybe one of these days that it's going to catch up to Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and they're going to be having no choice but to join forces against the Bloodline. Brock Lesnar, though, arrives at the arena in Grand Rapids. He decided to come out with a VIP lounge. And then he starts talking. He says, well, MVP, come on out and we'll talk business. And so MVP comes out and says, hey, we'll talk business. He's pitching up the match between Solo Sikoa and against Omos in a one-on-one matchup at WrestleMania. Lesnar says, I like the deal. I'll accept the challenge, but instead, toast him with champagne. Brock Lesnar had white lightning in the flask. He drank it. It was good. And then he had MVP drink it, and he accidentally spits the stuff on Lesnar. Lesnar decided F5 MVP. Kathy Kelly interviewed Lita and Becky Lynch, and they talk about how the tag team titles were on a secret bucket list. And Becky Lynch says, I never played well with others, but if there's no woman I would rather team up with than with Lita. So there's that. And Kathy, so they're challenging Damage Control for the belts. Cody Rhodes heads to the ring before a matchup, and right now we're at Cody Rhodes versus Chad Gable. I'm kind of like live reacting here, but I will give you the recap in the second hour of Monday Night Raw. So this will continue after this. All right, continuing on to the Raw recap. It's going to continue on. Cody Rhodes and Chad Gable did conclude that matchup. Cody Rhodes won because Otis was distracted trying to look for Maxine Dupree, and Cody Rhodes kind of tossed Otis to the side and hit the Cody Cutter, hit the Crossroads. That was it. And then Rhodes addresses the Grand Rapids crowd about Roman Reigns going to be on SmackDown Friday. Well, he says he's excited about it because he's going to be there too. So it'll be a confrontation between champion and challenger for WrestleMania. How cool is that? And then Byron Saxton was interviewing Baron Corbin, and Corbin was about to go in. Listen, it's no secret. There's no secret what's been on and what the fans have been saying, and what JBL's been saying is true. But again, he was interrupted by Byron Saxton while Byron Saxton was interviewing him, and then he went over to Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens said there's going to be consequences. The bloodline, everybody's suffering consequences because of the bloodline. And he says he's going to take the bloodline down. And he says that he's not going to need anybody else's help doing it. Well, I don't know about that, but we shall see, Mr. Owens. We shall see of what happens. Because if you keep it up with the bloodline, they're going to get you. And once they do, Kevin Owens, you're going to need some help. And I'm sure Sami Zayn has offered his help to you guys. So that's the way it is so far. And also, they did another WrestleMania night. WrestleMania has gone Hollywood. And the last time they did that, the Superstars decided to reenact some famous scenes from movies. Well, Montez Ford and Bianca Belair decided to reenact the ship scene from Titanic. And when they tried to take a selfie, the phone fell in the ocean. No, it was so funny. So that's where it ends right here so far. So far it's only 9:13 p.m. I'm trying to do this because of the snowstorm that's supposed to happen. In fact, it's supposed to happen later on tonight into tomorrow morning, and it will change over to rain later. We're supposed to get like 2 to 4 inches of snow in this region. We might get more, up to 3 to 5. Who knows for sure? But I just pray for traveling mercies upon all y'all out there. So, this Raw recap will continue on after the commercial break, and then when the next commercial break, I'll tell you guys what happened. Alrighty then, continuing on for the Raw live report here. It's kind of live. I'm doing this because of the snowstorm tomorrow, because I want to make sure I get it uploaded to the video and everything else. So, the Judgment Day did cut a promo on Rey Mysterio. It's like Dominic wants a piece of Rey Mysterio. Hopefully challenge him to a match at WrestleMania. We got Rhea Ripley won the piece of Charlotte Flair for the SmackDown Women's Championship, the only title that Rhea Ripley has not held throughout her entire WWE career. And then you got Finn Balor challenging Edge to a match at WrestleMania. Will that happen? Who knows for sure. And Otis is waiting outside the trainer's office as Chad Gable was getting checked out, and was confronted by Maxime Dupree, who calls him Otis, and the Maximum Male Models, and say, you know what? We need to see him in action. Give him a matchup and see his raw power in action. And Marseille Mansoir. That guy is funny. I'm going to get athlete's foot in my face. It was probably trying to recuperate from that, getting athlete's foot in his face. I'm going to get athlete's foot in my face. Like, yeah, all right, whatever. And it seems like Maxine Dupree's got a thing for the big guy. What is with Otis, man? First Mandy Rose and now Maxine Dupree. What the heck is going on? I don't know. But, so, upcoming next is Asuka versus Carmella. I'll tell you what happens in that matchup as we pause again. As we pause again, and kind of like where this is going. So, let's roll with this, huh? So, I'm going to pause once again, and I'll get back to you after these messages. Alright, continuing on to the Monday Night Raw event center for the 24th of, not the 24th, the 27th of February, the final Raw of February 2023. As we're getting going here. What has happened since then? Asuka and Carmella, they had their matchup concluded, and Asuka did win by submission. It was a heck of a matchup. Carmella fought back a couple of times, but Asuka knew a counter for each one. So Asuka finally picked up that elusive victory over Carmella, and then Asuka grabbed the microphone, calls out Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair responds and said, if you said anything other than we're going to tear the house down WrestleMania, I'm going to remind you why. I am the EST of the WWE, and you can't spell WrestleMania without EST. And then Carmella shoves Asuka into Belair. Does Carmella want a title shot? Will she try to get the title away from Bianca Belair? Who knows for sure. I know Carmella is going to have to earn that title shot against Bianca Belair. And we just before commercial break, we saw Piper Niven heading into the ring, and she's going one-on-one with Candice LeRae. I'll give you the results of that matchup and give the results of that matchup and other things happening after that matchup. So another pause. Alrighty, and a lot of craziness has gone down as usual. And Piper Niven went one-on-one with Candice LeRae. Nikki Cross was following Candice LeRae to ringside, and feeling like she needed a friend. But during the match, Piper Niven, as she knocked out Candice LeRae outside the ring, Niven grabs Nikki Cross, throws her against one of the barricades and attacked during the matchup, but Candice LeRae got back in the ring, took advantage of the situation, and ended up pinning her for the 1, 2, 3. And Byron Saxon decided to interview her husband, Johnny Gargano, who has a matchup. In fact, he said that Otis came to him and said, "Want some hot action?" He was really concerned for the guy. I love Johnny Gargano. He's a hilarious dude. He's a very entertaining dude. And he said, "Well, I gladly accept the challenge of Otis." And I was like, "Oh, Otis wants to prove himself. There's a guy you can do it against, and that's Johnny Gargano." And then the Judgment Day interrupts him, and Damian Priest ran his mouth about how he laid him out in the Elimination Chambers and Tranquilo. I'll tell you what, if Otis is going to flatten like a pancake, and if he doesn't cover you up in maple syrup and all that, I'll face you one-on-one next week. And Johnny Gargano says, "I accept your challenge." So next week in Boston, Massachusetts, my home state, on my birthday, Johnny Gargano going one-on-one with Finn Balor. Be a heck of a dream matchup. But not only that, though. Right now, The Miz has got Miz TV and WrestleMania Edition. We're going to find out what was in that golden envelope. Miz is also the master of the half-court shot. If that only counted, he says. But you know what? He had a great moment on there. So check the weather, and it seems like to me, the weather report, well, we're getting snow tonight. About 3 to 5 inches or 2 to 4 inches. It all depends. Which is under 6 inches. That's fine. I like that. But here's the kicker, though. We thought we'd get another winter storm Friday. It looks like most of it's going to be raining. There's going to be no accumulations whatsoever. It's just bogged down to mostly rain because of Thursday, which is going to be in the mid 50s, and then it's going to be in the upper 40s. I mean, the low 40s and all that. So it looks like the temperature's going to be above freezing. So we're going to get mostly rain out of the deal, which is fine. And then Saturday is going to mix with a little bit of snow. But here's the crazy part too. Yeah. So here's the crazy part. So kind of like that second weather roadblock before my vacation. It's kind of like out of the way. So I thought I'm going to have to worry about this coming snowstorm and the meeting, and then that would be it. So the work meeting, and then afterwards I can celebrate my freaking birthday next week by taking a vacation. I'm very, very happy. So I'm kind of relieved. So I'll take a commercial break once again, and we'll continue the Raw Event Center as The Miz will talk about what the heck is going on with WrestleMania. I'll see you then. Well, Raw just keeps getting better and better and better. WrestleMania is starting to shape up a little bit here, and here's what's been happening while during the break here. Miz TV came out, WrestleMania edition with The Miz. He talked about being married to his wife 9 years, 9 years, having 2 daughters and all that. And he said this is the best moment ever for me as well, and for him. So he said that he'll be hosting WrestleMania. And he was talking about all the matches that's going to happen on the card. But then Seth Rollins interrupts him. And then Seth Rollins goes, "Hey, can you do me a bit of a favor? Can you get Logan Paul on the horn? I need to talk to him, right?" So he decided. And then Miz goes, "Well, no." And then Miz starts getting angry. And then Rollins super kicks him in the face. And then takes a selfie with a laid out Miz. And then he decided he'll call Logan Paul himself. He got the phone call. "Miz, stop calling me." And he goes, "Ha, surprise." And he goes, "Why don't you grow a set and meet me on Raw next week?" And then Logan Paul goes, "You got it. It's a deal. I'll be there," like a man, right? So So Logan Paul and Rollins next week in Boston. This is going to be something else, right? And then when Miz about to get up, Rollins said, well, stomp him for good measure. Stomps him for good measure. And Kathy Kelly interviewed Damage Control. And Bayley said this is more than just the championships. It's about their story. And you know what? Seeing the lovely Io Sky makes my heart feel good. And then Austin Theory interrupts Kathy Kelly, and he complains about John Cena. And he talks about how the hustle and the loyalty that he had. But he says he respects John Cena. He hopes that next week John Cena gives him the same respect. So Austin Theory confronting John Cena. There's a way to go. So we'll see what happens. I'm really excited about it. Next up, a matchup. Bobby Lashley goes one-on-one with Elias, and I believe Johnny Gargano is going to go one-on-one with Otis. And then we got the women's tag team title as the main event. So this is Io Sky's main event, first main event on Monday Night Raw. I'm really excited about this. So this is a huge opportunity for her and Dakota Kai as well. So, Bayley's been there before in the main event. So we shall see what happens. So right now, it's Bobby Lashley versus Elias, one-on-one. I'll tell you what happens in that matchup after this pause. Oh boy, if Bobby Lashley is not as upset now, I'm telling you something, it's getting even crazier. Bobby Lashley went one-on-one with Elias. He was not in a good mood. He made short work of Elias. No problem with the heart lock. Rick Boogs, though, was taking notes during the matchup. Rick Boogs, lifting weights, and I said, dude, I like Rick Boogs and Elias. They want to be a tag team musicians. That's fine, but you gotta take notes for Bobby Lashley. And then Lashley addresses the Bray Wyatt situation. And then Bray Wyatt's do the Muscle Man dance. Interrupts and Lashley's face, he's getting really ticked off about the whole thing. And I'm like, he's not playing any kid games. Well, guess what? He's playing mind games with you, Lashley. You better do something about that boy. We'll see what happens. Then Chelsea Green complains to Adam Pearce once again. How am I supposed to do this in Ottawa in Canada? You're from Canada. And I was like, oh, this is great. But then Carmella comes in, wants a matchup against Belair. Pearce grants it. He said, I'd take this phone call. But then Chelsea Green's like, hey, I like your outfit and all that. And so they started to be present. Will Chelsea Green and Carmella be a tag team? That would be very interesting, they are both married to wrestlers, so it's going to be something. So I would say, so right now, Otis is accompanied by Maxine Dupree's been checking him out. I'm like, what is with this guy? And the hot ladies he's attracting. First was Mandy Rose, now it's Maxine Dupree. And you got Marseille Mansoir. I'm going to get Ashley Swift in my face with him. So Otis going one-on-one with Johnny Gargano. That's the next matchup on the card. And then I think the main event. So, again, breathe here. So, yeah, I am just kind of worried about the weather now. I'm kind of worried about the weather. So we'll see what happens. So we'll get going. So we'll come after another pause. We'll be back, and I'll tell you what happened in this matchup. Okay? Thank you. Okay, looks like Johnny Gargano and Otis, or OT, says Maxine Dupree likes to call him, went one-on-one. But during the match of the Maximum Male Models outside the ring, they tried to attack Gargano during the matchup because Cody Rhodes.
You gotta need Jeffrey wisdom. None that you want to hear.
Anyways, I just saw Tatiana Ali in that fresh new Bel Air show. What? I'm kind of shocked at that. Anyways, so Johnny Gargano looking at Maxine Dupree, and I was like, dude, you're married. Keep away from her. And then Marseille and Mansoir tried to attack him, but then Dexter Lumis gave Marseille a little sleeper roll, and Marseille screaming like a girl, get me out of here, dude. But Johnny Gargano ended up beating Otis one-on-one with his variation of One Final Beat. And it was the funniest thing. And then Kathy Kelly interviewed Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman says, you know what, Cody Rhodes will be confronted by by Roman Reigns, or Roman Reigns will be confronted by Cody Rhodes. But next up, the women's tag team titles are on the line. Damage Control, the team of Dakota Kai and the lovely and gorgeous Io Sky, defending those titles against the man, the big-time Becky Lynch, and the Extreme Diva herself, Lita. So I'll tell you what, it's going to be a lot. Going to be very interested to see how this works out. And we'll be back possibly with the conclusion of the Raw Event Center for February 27th, 2023. And how do I end this video on a shocking news? That's right. Trish Stratus, another WWE Hall of Famer, came to the aid of Becky Lynch and Lita to even up things against Damage Control. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have new. Because the tag team titles were on the line. Damage Control with the team of Dakota Kai, the lovely Io Sky, defending it against Becky Lynch and Lita. And with Trish Stratus coming out to even things for Lita and Lynch. And ladies and gentlemen, as a result, we have brand new Women's Tag Team Champions, the team of Becky Lynch and Lita with the help of Trish Stratus. And that is how Monday Night Raw is going to end. And right now, it's snowing out there, according to the computer I have here, and that's all the time we have on this show. And I hope you guys have tuned in because, excuse me. So I'm going to upload this video, and I'm going to upload the other two videos. They'll be scheduled in for tomorrow due to this storm. Okay, I will see you guys later. And episode 393 of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977 is complete. And until that next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, please take us home. That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Lima speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, Door for Bob Saget production, and in association with A Sweet Bowl for Raving Dingleberries Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching another great episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Until the next episode, goodbye for now.